Hey everyone, it's Prof Sales. I am back on YouTube after a lengthy absence, and I want to talk to you today about selling on eBay. I am considering selling on eBay again. Why would I do this? Well, I've talked about my frustration with eBay in the past, and I still have some of those frustrations. I know those frustrations still exist. But I also know that Amazon depletes my capital so fast, there's just no way I can keep up with it. I just cannot keep feeding the beast quick enough. So I'm considering putting some items back up on eBay. Now, what am I going to sell on eBay? That's a great question. I'm not going to be as interested in selling pre-owned clothing. I certainly could go that route. I did a video recently about selling jeans. Looks like it's still a viable model. But it's just the storage, the packing, the shipping, the sourcing time, and it's not a lot of bang for your buck sometimes if you're selling pre-owned clothing. So probably focus on new items I can get in quantity, items that have sales history on eBay. And I gotta say, it's frustrating because when you go through all these different models and you focus on different platforms and so on, it just becomes very challenging to figure out, what's the right direction. And I've really struggled with that over the last probably year and a half. I feel like I've gone in several different directions, which, I guess for some people, they would probably think that's a failure, but I just look as it's just the natural evolution of business. I mean, businesses make all kinds of decisions, and most of those decisions don't really turn out so well. And my decisions have turned out sort of just very, very mediocre in my opinion. But I recognize that, and I realize that I have to do some things differently. I have to go some different tacks and so on. There's nothing wrong with selling on Amazon, eBay, any of these platforms. You can make any of them work. It's just, what are you willing to put into it? What are you willing to give up? What are you willing to sacrifice? What are you willing to accept for your results? And right now, Amazon just is frustrating because I cannot get my capital back out of it quick enough to really flip stuff back out. I'm having to spend a good bit of money just for living expenses. And I think that's something a lot of people forget. If you're trying to make this a full-time gig like I did, then you're going to need a lot more money than you think. And that's probably a topic for a whole nother video, but I have found that out in a big way this year. I just really haven't been able to get over the hump between taking so much out for living expenses and able to keep the money flowing into the business to grow it or even maintain it really. It's just dwindled down on all platforms. And you got to take action. It's like I could sit here and moan about it and be like, oh, woe is me, the world is ending. But ultimately, I just got to take a step to go in a different direction. So I realized that. So that brings up eBay again. Why would I choose eBay? Well, eBay has a lower cost of entry. There's lower fees on it. You really can figure out what will sort of work on eBay. If you can find a new item, I think, that you can sell in quantity, you can find in quantity. So the challenge is to find something that you can do very, very simply on eBay and you can get pretty cheaply and will move reasonably quick. The sell-through, I know it won't be as fast as Amazon. That's just a given. Amazon just is a monster when it comes to sell-through. But I also know I won't pay as much in fees. I won't have the storage costs that I have with Amazon, and I won't have all this upfront cash flow need that I have with Amazon. I can be a little more selective. I can find items that I can even find ones and twos of if they're profitable enough. And just, devote some time and energy to that and build it back slowly. I also know that eBay is a platform I understand really well, whereas Amazon with, sales rank and velocity and the way prices sometimes will tank and all the restrictions and so on that are happening on that platform, it's a super huge challenge to really stay on top of all that. And I just don't know that I have the capacity to do it these days. I feel like eBay is super simple to understand, and I know that there's going to be some challenges with it. I'm not going to go wholeheartedly on it like I did in the past. I'm not going to go out and try to source, 5,000 pair of jeans or something crazy like that. It's probably just going to be very minimal, but I need more money coming in. And if I had to pick between the two right now, Amazon is a faster sell-through, but because of all the challenges I just mentioned, it's really difficult to get ahead of Amazon. I'm just constantly every month, looking at like 25, 30% margins after everything's paid for. And I just don't really think I should accept that right now. Like if I was bigger, I know people that are huge sellers on Amazon. I know people that do, millions of dollars a year on Amazon, but I also know that they have extensive operations. They have quite a bit of overhead. And even though they're pulling down, $1 million, $2 million, $3 million in sales a year, 5 million, they're not necessarily killing it salary wise because they're having to put so much of that money back in the business. And aside from the fact I don't have enough capital to build an operation like that, I don't have the desire. I don't have the energy either. I'm not the young buck that I was 20 years ago. And to think about building out this huge Amazon business, this huge eBay business that has employees and warehouses and all this overhead, it just doesn't interest me anymore at this point in my life. I mean, there may have been a time when it did and I would have liked the challenge of it. And I've thought about it, but seeing it firsthand from many different sellers and seeing all the struggles that come with that, it's just not going to be me. So I'm looking at eBay and Amazon and any of this reselling as a side hustle, basically at this point. It's no longer a full-time gig. It's not even really a part-time job. It's a side hustle just to bring in money, to have a little fun doing it, to make it really simple so it's not super time consuming or energy consuming, and just take it day by day and see how it goes. I don't know what it's going to look like. I don't know how successful I will be. I think I'll be fairly successful with it because I think I understand eBay really, really well. And if you're watching this video and you have a similar situation, just consider like what makes sense for you. If what you're doing reselling wise is just not getting it done for you, do something different. We've always been a fan of that. You've got to try some different things in this game because not everybody else's model is going to be good for you. Not what they think is best is going to be good for you. And it's okay to change your mind and go in a different direction. In fact, you should do that if you really want to be successful. And if you don't do that, if you keep banging your head against the proverbial wall, like I feel like I've been doing for the past year and a half nearly at this point, you're going to be pretty unhappy. Even if you have some monetary success, you're going to be really unhappy with what your business is, what your game is. And who wants that? Like, life is too short to spend it beating your head against a wall just for a few bucks. So that's kind of where I'm at with this. I know it's been a while since I've made any videos. I do apologize for that. I'm going to try to be a little more regular with that. And I'm just gonna, if you like this video, hit the like button down below. If you like this style, just a little more vloggy type, I don't know that I'm really as interested in doing all the tactics and so on. I mean, I know some tactics and strategies for selling these platforms, and a lot of them are out there in a lot of different videos. And if you have questions, people ask me questions and ask for advice from time to time. That's fine. I'll be glad to answer it if I can. But I think I just want to share my journey at this point more than anything else. So if you're interested in seeing more videos like that, also let me know that down below in the comments. And subscribe to the channel if you want to get the next vlog type video when it comes up. All right, guys. So I will see you later and hope you have a great day.